The patch notes for patch 10 in Rematch are finally out. In today's video, as usual, I'm gonna go over the patch note. They were supposed to come out yesterday, and they didn't, but now they're finally out. Listen, this patch is very interesting. Let's just say that if you're in the official Discord, you probably saw what happened. A lot of people had things to say about it, and yeah, I'm just gonna go over it today. I'll start with the patch itself, and then I'm just gonna give my thoughts on the patch and everything. And yeah, I'll try to go in order today. There's quite a lot, honestly, for this patch. So yeah, I'll try to go in order of the patch. I have the patch next to me because there's a lot of stuff, to be honest. And yeah, the first thing, there's going to be challenges in the game now. So as you can see on the right side of the screen, you're going to have challenges to win battle pass tokens. So you won't gain tokens anymore from just getting XP after the games. You're going to get tokens from doing the challenges. So that's the first thing that's going to change. Also, if you're a solo queue player and you don't really have a squad to play with, and you know, somehow you get with a team that you enjoy playing with, you'll be able to request to play with your team at the end of the game. So if you want to squad up, that's going to be an option now. Now into the gameplay. There's a lot of gameplay changes, to be honest. Well, there's not that many, but they're pretty big. The first change is the pass back to the goalkeepers. So before you could pretty much pass your keeper non-stop, and they could just grab it with their hands. I mean, there was a little cooldown between the passes, but it wasn't like crazy high, right? Well, now if you're a keeper and you catch a ball for the first time, after this you'll see a red circle, right? That red circle means you won't be able to catch the ball anymore. After the first time you catch it, you won't be able to catch it anymore if it's your team passing you the ball, of course. So if you receive the ball, it's going to control it. This is going to be like that until the other team gets the ball. So if the other team intercepts the ball, you'll be able to catch the ball again. So, you know, no more wasting time passing the keeper catching the ball, then doing a little lob on the sides. No more of that. So pressing is actually going to be pretty good now. You'll be able to press without wasting your whole press, because the keeper could just catch the ball and then just, you know, give it back to his team or whatever. It's going to be way harder. The keeper's going to have to actually be prepared, and yeah, that's finally, this is in the game. I've been waiting for this change pretty much for the whole game. I don't know why this wasn't a thing before, but it's finally there. Now let's talk about defense. If you didn't know, when you would do a standing tackle, there used to be a tackle assist. So you could pretty much miss your tackle and it would still tackle the ball if someone had it. This is still in the game, but it has been reduced by 25%. So the assist is, you know, not as strong as it was. So it's going to be a bit harder to, you know, get these random tackles that somehow hit the opponent by total accident. Also, the hitbox on the feet has been increased by 10%. So, you know, when you have the ball, the hitbox on your feet, this has been increased by 10%. But there's another kind of hitbox. It's like the hitbox that surround you. It's like they call it like a phantom hitbox. It's basically what's around you. This has been decreased, which is finally a thing. Because, you know, a lot of times what would happen, someone would tackle you, right? And then you would watch the replay and they were not even near you and you would just get tackled. Well, that was because the phantom hitbox, and now there should be way less tackles hitting you for no reason, even though they're super far away from you. This should not be as big of an issue anymore. But on the other hand, they added a 5% standing tackle range, which I'm not sure why, to be honest. But yeah, now when you do a standing tackle, you get a bit more range. And also, when you're holding defensive stance, you will not be slide tackling anymore. You know, sometimes you could, like, I don't know, go in a defensive stand and tackle, and you would still do a sliding tackle. And now it's not a thing anymore. So if you're Eing, for example, and you hit your defensive stance right before, you're not gonna slide tackle by accident. So this is what they did defensively this patch for the tackles. But another thing defensively, the defensive stance hitbox has been reduced a little bit. So you could pretty much just stand in front of someone, not really move, and then the ball would just get blocked even though it wasn't really near you. Yeah, the hitbox has been reduced of that. And the other thing that they changed, dashing, just dashing defensively, they've been increased by 15%. So you dash pretty much 15% further, which is not that crazy of a difference, but still, it's still something. Now, moving away from defensively, I'm going to talk about stamina a little bit, because stamina has been changed. So I'll show you the before and after. So as you can see, with the before and after, now when you dribble and push a ball at the same time, it takes way less stamina. The difference is like crazy. You can dribble way more now by just pushing the ball. You can do pretty much like at least 4 or 5 more dribbles, which is kind of a big difference. And also, they said something about the sprint stamina reduction. I tested it. You'll see the before and after again. They said the stamina cost has been reduced at the start when you just start running. But in the long term, as you will see, it does not matter. You still run the same amount of distance and the same amount of time. So to be honest, the sprint cost reduction is very little. It's barely noticeable. It's probably if you switch directions a lot and stop and start sprinting a lot, which doesn't really happen a lot, I feel like. So it's not gonna do much. And yeah, that's about it for the stamina. Now this is where it's gonna get a bit spicy. This is where a lot of people lost their minds yesterday on Discord about this, because it's about dribbling. So what I'll do, I'll show you the before and after. It's about the Vex's dash. Pretty much the Vex's dash has been, it's been killed pretty much. So as you can see, when you use to push the ball and then dash towards it, you would just magnet the ball from super far away pretty much. And now it's, you pretty much cannot do it anymore. The only way to do it now is if you pretty much dash and then sprint right away, well, E right away. So it's not, you don't get momentum from the magnet anymore as you used to do. So now you kind of just have to E to be able to just go with the ball. But yeah, this is where the big, this is where the patch got a little spicy. A lot of people, if you guys are in the official Rematch Discord, you can see a lot of minds have been lost. And I'll listen, I'll give my opinions later. Right now I'm just telling you what's new, what they changed. So yeah, the Vex's dash is pretty much just dead. And also I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is also pretty dead. Like, you used to be able to just hold defensive stance, grab the ball from super far, and that's also not really a thing anymore. So yeah. Now let's talk about extra effort. There's been a couple changes about the extra effort. One thing that you're now able to do, that you used to be able to do but they completely removed, is basically E the other direction, and it's instant. So again, with the before and after, you can see before you can't turn fast while Eing. It's not a thing. It was a thing before, and they just brought it back. So now let's say I'm just walking away from the goal facing this way. Now I can just E towards the goal pretty much. The animation is a bit scuffed, I'm not gonna lie. That's a big push. And yeah, you can, you can honestly create a lot of space with this. But I'll go over this later when I give my thoughts about the patch. I'm gonna try to keep it just for the patch right now. And also, this is also gonna help E-ing while not having the ball, of course. So again, before and after. Before this patch 10, when you're defending, for example, and you're trying to switch direction quick with your E, most of the time you would, I mean, not most of the time, every time you would be stuck in like some weird, you know, slow animation, gliding, whatever. And now you can just switch instantly. And this is going to help not just defensively, but, you know, let's say you have a teammate that's in the middle and you want to, you know, fake a run there and just E in the space right away to get space, then you can do that. You're not going to be gliding and losing speed or whatever. So yeah, there's that. A lot of it's going to help with the space creation a lot, to be honest. And yeah, that's about it for the extra effort. So the last thing about the patch is how the headers work. Well, not that how they work, it's just the power and like the trajectory of them. So before, you know, you would hit the post a lot if you were next to the goal, if you would do a full power header. Well, that's not a thing anymore. Now, even if you full power the ball now, you will be able to just score every time. It's not going to hit the post 99% of the time. It's just going to go in. So I guess it's another way to help you score goals now, which I don't know if it's going to change much, because usually the keepers can get to these balls when you try to header the ball, but I mean, we'll have to see. Well, now that I went through a patch, now it's time to give my thoughts on everything. Hello, this is me in the future after editing the video. Okay, so I'm gonna give my thoughts in the video tomorrow. I kind of realized I talked about the patch for 35 minutes. So it's probably better if I leave the patch note for a single video, and then I'll give my thoughts tomorrow. So it doesn't end up being like a 50-minute video. So I'm gonna do that, okay? So yeah, that's it for the patch note. I hope you enjoyed, and tomorrow will be my opinion on the patch and my thoughts about the direction of the game.